Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Hunt for Big Red. I am down Todber Manor Fisheries. I'm fishing at the home of Big Red, which is Willow Bank. And yeah, I'm on for a quick 24 hours, 5 p.m. till 5 p.m. And I'm just sort of having a little look around, having a little scout around the lake and just seeing what's happening. There are 3 people fishing here already, which means if you don't know, there's 10 swims here on Willow Bank. You fish from one side. And the peg number 1 is up by the car park and the pellet feeder, and peg 10 is this one, which has quite a lot of water, but it's a lot shallower up here. Now, I did speak to the guys in peg 2 and 4 and 5. They said that a guy was fishing up this end, who's come off today, and he had like 10 fish. They've had like 1 each between them, and they said they think they're at the wrong end. So I am tempted, because there's nobody fishing this end, I'm tempted to come down here. It wasn't my plan. I was hoping to get on around the pellet feeder, which peg 1 is available. I could jump in that, but there is someone fishing 3 rods in peg 2, and obviously the other 2 guys in 4 and 5. There's quite a lot of lines in the water down there, so there might be a bit of pressure down there. It's very warm today, slightly shallower up this end, and with the news that somebody had 10 fish up here, it's hard to ignore this end of the lake. Well, I'm just having a quick scout, and already I can see a fish under that tree right there. I don't think it's big, but it's a fish, which is positive. Now I have to weigh up my options. Do I fish in this peg or the peg to my right? And I know that might sound obvious because I can literally see fish in front of me, but the guy that had 10 fish was actually in a swim to my right. What to do? This is where my watercraft needs to be a little bit better. Although saying that, it shouldn't be. That seeing a fish there should be my sign to get in there. But I've just seen, I don't think you can see that, I've just seen a fish move there. I definitely think this is the place to be, up this end. Right, well, I've barrowed the stuff all the way down to peg 10. It was a toss-up between 9 and 10, but I've seen fish under that tree, and I've seen other signs of fish whilst I've been stood here as well. So if I went in 9 and I didn't catch anything, I'd kick myself. So I'm going to jump in 10. And if I don't catch anything in 10, then I'll be less annoyed because I know there's fish in here. But I have got the option to move tomorrow. I haven't seen how many people are booked on tomorrow, but there is an option. I guess maybe tomorrow we could jump into peg 9 if we need to. But I'm feeling good about this. Right, I'm going to get myself set up. And yeah, I'll show you guys. I'm knackered, I'm out of breath. But yeah, I'll let you guys, I'll set myself up, get the rods out, and I'll catch up with you then. Guys, you know I said I could see them just on the surface under that tree. I heard them sucking in the reeds, so I've put out some floaters. And I've got them feeding on the floaters. They're not going rampant, but there's a couple out there. There's a real white ghost carp out there. And I've seen a half decent sized mirror out there. So I'm definitely setting the floater rod up straight away. Look, can you hear him sucking? I'm getting the floater rod up. I'm getting a floater out there. I'm going to see if I can start taking some off the top. That would be so good. Oh, I just missed it on the camera, guys, but annoyingly the ducks are coming over. But there's a real albino ghost carp over the back. Can you see it? Right at the back, feeding. There he is. Right, I'm going to have to feed these ducks off. I've got a lot of floaters with me. I might have to use a controller float. It's not a big chuck, but it's too far to go without any weight on. Right, I've got my floater rod set up, got the controller float on. We're going to get a bait out. I've got Billy with me, so he's my lucky charm, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. This is Billy, he's my lucky charm. Billy the blank saver. But I'm going to waste no more time. I'm going to flick to the GoPro, and yeah, I'm going to see if I can try and take that. I really want that real white ghost carp. I'm not fussy, I'll take anything, but that is the one I really want. Right, well, I am finally now all set up. After all that messing about with the floaters and the controller float, I didn't think I was going to do that. I wasn't expecting to do that. I brought the floaters with me because I thought there might be a chance that they might be taken off the top. And there was a white, like ghost, like a real bright white ghost looking kind of carp, and there was a big mirror as well, but I only saw that big mirror take off 1 or 2 off the top. But that ghost carp was sort of like, he was there in the vicinity, do you know what I mean? He was moving around. I was like, I really want to catch him. So obviously it's one of them flicks it's trying to underarm flick it, it's a bit too far. Trying to overarm flick it, it's a bit too much. So it's an awkward cast, and I needed the controller float on because I was never going to do it without with a controller float on. But I had a real long trace. I did shorten it, and I was just messing about. And of course, the controller floats, you're going in the water, plop, plop, plop all the time. And you're thinking, oh my God, but you want to try and get your cast right. And I think in the end, I just sort of, I don't know, I think I scared the fish off a little bit, which I'm a little bit annoyed about. But listen, it is what it is. That's the situation we're in. I've now changed both rods onto bottom rods. We got 2 D-rigs on standard. One's on an OG fruit and nut original wafter, and the other one's on a 12mm fruit and nut pink magic bean. So I've only got 2 rods today. I did have my 3 rod set up, but I've actually sold my 3 reels that went with my 3 rod setup. So at the moment, I don't have any reels for my 3 rod setup, so I'm just using my 10-foot rods and my my little Foxy OS's. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, 2 rods out, and to be honest with you, since I've got those rods out and set up the bivvy and sat down in the chair, there's still a lot of fish showing on the surface, sort of out, not so much under the tree, but out towards sort of my left. And I've just seen a fish roll there now. So there's a lot of fish down this end of the lake. I'm hoping that they can just get down and feed. We did have a session up here, one of the episodes I'm sure you guys have been following. If you haven't, check out the other episodes on the hunt for big red. But there was a session I had up here where the fish were showing all over me, and I just could not get a bite. And I'm a little bit fearful that that might happen again, because I think it was a similar time of year, or the conditions were very similar. But yeah, the guys down the bottom did say it's been fishing quite hard. I don't know if that's the heat that we've had recently, but yeah, I don't know. Fingers crossed, both rods are out. And yeah, I don't know what the situation is with trying to take them off the top. I might try again tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plays out, and that's where we're at for now. Well, I've got the GoPro on so we can get some live footage. But yeah, I just wanted to say I was a little bit annoyed because I brought some fruit and nut pellets down with me, and some sweet corn as well, and I was going to mix it together, go around the back and chuck it in around the back, but they've closed off the way to get around the back. I could go round, if I walked round, I mean I could get round there, I'd have to walk down past every peg, past the car park, round to the left, all the way down and all the way back again, and I was like, I shouldn't be lazy, I should do that really, but what I have done is I've used mesh bags. So mesh bags have gone out with the hook. I didn't want to spod because, like I say, you know, I spent enough time crashing out with that controller float, so I didn't want to really spod and really ruin the spot. So yeah, I've put both out mesh bags with not the sweet corn, because the sweet corn melts the mesh, but I've put out yeah, mesh bags with pellet in, fruit and nut on both. And there are still so many fish rolling right down that bowl down there. I've not actually got a rod down there, so yeah, that's definitely an option. I'll show you where I've got my rods actually. Right, so here we go. We've got the left-hand rod is fishing just under this tree, but between where this sort of branch is here, this sort of like a lighter colour one, and the tree I'm like under here, right up tight against that bank. And then the right-hand rod is over towards that sort of like brown branch that's hanging down. So we're right up against the the edge, both sides. The pink magic beans over this side on the right-hand rod, and the original OG fruit and nut wafter is in this sort of spot here. I have had fish before from this spot, so, but what I might do is I might put my right-hand rod on that spot over there, and then send my left-hand rod. There's so many fish showing down there, so I might send one down there. Right, well, first fish of the session. Didn't take too long, and it's a very clean mirror. Not very big, probably somewhere around 8 to 10 pounds. Oh. A very lively fella. There he is. Like I say, probably somewhere between 8 and 10 pound. Pink magic bean, fruit and nut. And get hold of him properly. There we go. Yeah, proper savage take. Probably the maddest savage take I've ever had. Nearly pulled the whole pod and rod in and everything. So yeah, very angry little fellow, very hungry little fellow. That's a great start. Come on. Thank you very much. There he goes. Come on, happy days. Well, that was quite funny actually. I literally just cracked a beer open, held it up for a picture and sent it to our group chat, our fishing group chat. And just as I went to take a swig, it obviously the rob went off, and I didn't drop the beer. I placed it down strategically so that I kept hold of so that the beer didn't spill. Played the fish, got it in, put it in the sling, and then I looked at the group chat and my dad said, no fish yet, but at least you've got a beer on the go. And I just had to explain to him, I was like, actually the fish came first. I never did get a swig of that beer, so yeah, cheers everybody. But yeah, so what happened was, the right hand rod which I showed you, which was over quite a way right actually under those overhanging brambles and bushes, I actually reeled that in because there were so many fish showing down that far end of that bowl. So I was like, I've got to get a rod over there, and I'm quite confident with what was my left hand rod under that tree in front of me. So I didn't want to move that one. So I reeled in the right hand one, sent it down there, picked up the left hand one and moved it across. So now the right hand one is under that tree and the left hand one is down. But yeah, I sent it out there with a same Pink Magic Bean 12mm fruit and nut, and yeah, that was on a mesh bag of fruit and nut pellet. It was probably there for 5 minutes, and yeah, that's when I caught that fish. So there we go, at least we haven't blanked. Whew. That's always the main thing, isn't it? Especially with these videos, it's been quite tough down here at Willow Bank, but you know, the more I fish it, the better I'll get at it. But it can be a very tricky lake. It can be a very funny lake. Sometimes you can come here and you can't catch anything. Sometimes you come here and you catch a few. So it's a very odd lake. But yeah, we keep going, we keep moving. And look at this, look, the sun's trying to come through the trees here. Absolutely stunning. I love these summer evenings, but it's not too hot. It's just right. But yeah, hopefully we can have a few fish during the night, and I'll keep you updated as and when we do, if we do, as and if we do. Right, well, time for a quick update, and it is very, very dark now. It's about 11:30 at night, and I'm surprised, actually, that I've not had anything else. But like I said, it can be a tricky water, and since I caught that one earlier, it's just switched off completely. Like, I've not even seen them, I've not heard them. It's just, yeah, it's completely shut down, so that's an interesting one. But also, talking of interesting ones, it's actually a full moon tonight, which I don't know if I believe in the whole superstition of carp feeding better, or I haven't looked into the science of it. I know a lot of people say carp feed better with a full moon. Some people say it doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, I'll put it on screen now. Unfortunately, it's overcast and proper cloudy, so you can't really see the moon anyway, or any of the stars, which is a shame. So I'm just gonna get myself tucked up in the bed chair, get a few hours sleep, and hopefully we can be rudely awoken. We'll see what happens through the night, and then yeah, we'll see what happens early hours of the morning. Although, to be fair, I'll probably be sleeping in the early hours of the morning because I'm on night shifts at the moment, so I need to sort of keep myself awake quite late and then sleep sort of into late morning. So I don't think I'm going to be awake till about 11 AM. That's the plan anyway, but if I get woken up, I get woken up. But yeah, I have got work tomorrow night, so I need to make sure I get my sleep. But yeah, it's just switched right off. But as always, guys, I will update you if anything happens throughout the night. If not, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, good morning. It is currently 11 AM. I did say yesterday that I might have the chance to move next door, and that's exactly what I've done. I've got the rods in. I'm in peg 9 now. I was in peg 10, I'm now in peg 9. In the early hours of this morning, like I'm talking like 4, 5 o'clock, I heard a lot of fish like crashing in this sort of direction. So I was like, it's no brainer. Get a few hours sleep when I wake up, gonna move. I couldn't see exactly where they were crashing from, but I noticed this sort of area. But I put 2 rods up against the far reeds, and yeah, same tactics, D-rigs, 2.5 ounce leads. We're using a pink fruit and nut magic bean and a fruit and nut matcha hatch original wafter. And that's what we've got. We've got those 2 rods out there up against the reeds. We've moved to where the fish were sort of crashing last night, where I could hear them crashing last night. And, well, I don't know why I'm going like that. They were crashing last night. But, yeah, so we've got a few hours. I'm on till 5, but I'll have to be off a little bit earlier than that, just because I need to get home, get myself sorted before work tonight. So I'll probably be leaving. I'll probably be starting to slow pack down at about 3:30. Might even grab some grub on the way home. So I'll show you if I do, just to get me set up for my shift tonight. But I've had a few hours sleep, so I don't feel too bad. I might try and get a few more hours sleep before I leave. But hopefully, like I said, we get interrupted. There was no fish last night, so yeah, I don't know. Like I say, after that fish I caught, it just switched off. When I turned up, there was so many fish out in front of me. I caught that one, and then obviously that was it. I think I made a big mistake by using that controller float. Making a lot of splashing and a lot of disturbance in the swim. I think it moved a lot of fish on, and then catching that one as well has also caused more disturbance, because that peg 10, it's quite a small bay, and I'd imagine it's quite easy to scare them out of there. So I think that's what I did. So yeah, we're back into the main body of the lake now. Peg 9 right at the end. Well, not right at the end, but right at the end of the main body of the lake. And yeah, I'll show you where my rods are. Right, so the left hand one has gone out right under that, between that pipe and that tree. So there's the pipe there, there's the tree. It's gone right in under here, right up against those reeds, almost under the tree really. So that's that one, that's the pink magic bean. And the right hand rod is the matcha hatch wafter, and that's gone out towards, I don't know if you can see, oh you can, this tree here. And again, that's right up within half rod length off the edge of those reeds. So there we go, we're quite tight, fishing up against the reeds. Both had a mesh bag with them. I have got some mesh bags. I've only got a couple more, I might need to make some more up. But yeah, mesh bag, fruit and nut pellet in there. And then obviously pink magic bean, that's the 12 mils, that's what I caught on yesterday. And then the original fruit and nut wafters, which, can I just say, smell absolutely divine. But yeah, right. The only thing I haven't moved over yet is the bivvy. So I need to go and get that and drag it over here. Well, the full moon theory didn't really work for me, although I must admit it was very overcast, it never really shone on the lake. There was 1 or 2 times where it sort of broke through the cloud. I'll put it on screen now. Proper full moon. Big shout out to my nan, because I know how much she loves a full moon, and I did say to her I'd mention her in the video if I could see it. So I know she watches these videos, so hello nan. But yeah, I don't know, it's an odd one. I definitely thought I was going to have a couple last night. I really did think that I'd have a few more than just that one before it even got dark. But like I say, it can be a tricky lake. It can be funny at times. It really can. I've seen people come on here and absolutely tear it up. And I've seen other people come on here and blank, and I'm somewhere in between, you know. I might catch 1 or 2, and I need to work out how to go from catching 1 or 2 to catching 5 or 10, or is that a bit greedy? I don't know. I mean, I'm only after the one in particular, but it's a numbers game, right? The more you catch, the more chance you've got of catching that one that you want. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully with a few hours left today, hopefully we can pick 1 or 2 off. That would be nice. Oh, well, this gentleman over here is into a fish, which is a promising sign. I don't like to spy on people too much. But yeah, I heard his alarm go, looked over, and he ran down and grabbed his rod. So, but look at this, proper summertime now. Look at all the willow bank like this. I haven't seen it like this for a long time, but all the flowers and the trees are all bushy and just looks awesome. Let's see if I can see what he's playing over there. I do believe he's fishing tight up against that far margin as well. I think that's the go-to thing here. You know, I know there's people in the comments that tell me, oh, it's all about the margins or fishing in the middle of the lake. You know, everyone chucks to the back and you don't have to. And other people say you have to be tight against the reeds, and everybody says different things, you know, so. Before you all tell me how to fish it in the comment section below, don't worry. I've spoke to a lot of people and I've had advice from people that tell me all sorts of different things. So I've been down here a few times, I've tried different things, and that's all we can keep doing, so just keep trying different things. But he's still playing that fish over there. But yeah, look, I just love the colours, like proper summertime, innit? Look at that. Right, how's he getting on? He was actually casting, I think, towards the far margin there, so... Oh, it's coming quite easily. I can't imagine it's too big. Oh, no, it's nothing huge. But it's a fish. I'd take it. He must have arrived this morning, because I didn't see him last night. And it's in the net. Come on. Well done, that man. If you're watching, fair play to you. He actually had the fox. He's got the fox alarms as well. When they started going off, I was like, ooh. But no, it's not mine. In fact, I've got mine on quite quiet. But yeah, there we go. So they're being caught. They're coming out. Just need them to come out down here now. Would be nice. Ooh. Well, I'm sorry I haven't got any shots of me casting or anything like that. It's just because you guys would have seen me casting loads of times before. So I just feel like repetitive content might be a bit boring for you. You've all seen me cast. The sun's coming out now. I'll tell you what, these conditions aren't too far off perfect for big red. It's a little bit too warm, judging by previous captures. But it's nice and overcast. I don't want to give too many secrets away, but yeah, it's not too far off the perfect conditions for big red based on previous captures. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you, before I cast out... Oh, Bobby just pulled up on the right-hand rod. Go on. I did forget to tell you, before I cast out this morning, I actually did take a trip around the back of the lake, and I did bait up the spots. I put probably 5 or 6 handfuls of pellet and 4 or 5 handfuls of corn over the top. So it's pellet and corn on the spot out there now, on both rods. So we've got a bit of bait. We're fishing over a little bit of bait. And hopefully that's enough to entice the carp into the spot. I did just get a tiny little pull up on the bobbin and a single beep on the right hand rod. Oh, come on. Well, I'm just sat in the shade outside the bivvy. After moving everything, I'm just so hot and sweaty. You know, I'm not a massive fan of really hot fishing. But yeah, at least we're out. Can't complain. Just a bit of another frustrating session, I think. It's annoying because I think when you set yourself a target, like, you're so focused on that target, like, every time I drive up here, I'm like, I'm going to have it, I'm going to have it, I'm going to have big red. And I can't feel too disheartened when I don't have it, because I understand that it's not easy, you know. Like I say, I could be years before I catch it. I could never catch it. And I understand that it is a long game. And like I said, it's not going to be easy, but it's just a little bit disheartening sometimes when you come up here and you struggle. Which I have done many times. I've struggled up here. In fact, my cousin, he used to fish up here quite a bit, or he has fished here a few times. And he says he calls it Willow Bank, because he's come up here and he said he's had a few blanks up here. And but it's weird because I know other people that do really well on it. I know I've mentioned that before, but yeah, don't know. Well, a big shout out to my dad for providing the food on this session. I did have a meal deal last night, but what we got here looks like a hot dog, or should I say a cold dog. I think we had a barbecue the other night, so I'm guessing this is some sort of meat. Oh, it looks like chops. Lovely. Right, what we got in this one? Chicken. Happy days. Right, chicken chops, and a cold dog. Lovely. Right, well, I've got a couple of hours left. I thought I'll quickly reset the rods for the last couple of hours. And good job I did, because I reeled them both in. They both came in with reeds on them, so I was too tight to the reeds. So I've dropped it back a little bit now, so we're not too tight to the reeds. But I cast the left one out, and it started dropping back, and I thought, oh, it's just a line settling. And whilst I was doing the right rod, it kept, like, it wasn't a run, but it kept beeping. I was like, what's going on? I thought, I reckon I've got a bream on there, so I just reeled it in. Oh, he's got off. Ah, he's got off. I don't know how he's got off, because he was hooked proper bottom lip. And that's a micro barbed as well. That's a micro barbed hook as well. But it was a roach, and I tell you what, the roach was about 1.5 pounds. It was a big old roach. But yeah, he took the 12mm magic bean straight away. And that is my first roach from Willow Bank. Honestly, if I was pole fishing, I'd be well happy with that. But how has he got off? That's mental. I was reeling it in, it was there, and I thought, I'll get the camera out to show you guys. I just put it down in the water. I thought nothing of it, and he's got himself off. Proper nailed bottom lip, but yeah, 12mm pink magic bean. That's the problem with the 12mm, isn't it? But it's not ideal. But anyway, we're going to get another mesh bag on, get it back out there again. That bite came incredibly quick. So that goes to tell me that when you put bait in here, it doesn't last long, because fish like that just come in and smash it. So yeah, let's get it back out. Well, unfortunately, this is looking very much like it could be it. Just under an hour to go now. And yeah, it's not been a memorable session, has it? Definitely not one to remember as of yet. I mean, we've still got an hour to go, or just under. But just goes to show that, you know, it's not always easy when you go fishing, and sometimes I feel a bit of pressure when I make these videos, because I want to show you guys more fish, and I want to, you know, be more entertaining and try and, you know, show you guys something on the videos. But it doesn't always work like that, and it's just a little reminder of how my videos are so natural and, you know, very, I don't pull the wool over your eyes. If I have a bad session, I have a bad session. I'll show you guys that. I'm thankful for that one fish that I had. I'm just gutted that I couldn't get any more. Not just for me, but for you guys as well. I am now all packed away. I'm in the van, and before I shoot off home, I am gonna go for some food before work tonight. Have some food, go home, quick shower, feed the cat, off to work. But if you want to see the food, by the way, then stick around. And yeah, we'll see what I plate myself up at the carvery. But anyway, I just want to say, I know I keep banging on about it, but with the trickiness of Willow Bank and the sort of like mood, it's moody. I know I keep going on about it, but it was summed up on the way back to the van. I spoke to two people. One guy said he's on his 6th blank, and the other guy said he's never blanked here. So that just for me sums it up. I mean, that tells you the story, you know. The guy that's never blanked here said that he caught one this morning mid-water. The other guy said he can't catch nothing mid-water or out. Everyone's got their own experience with Willow Bank, and I know people in the comments will say you need to use solid bags. Other people say you need to use mesh bags. Other people say you need to use pop-ups. Others will say fish at mid-water, margins. Like, so many people have so many different ideas. I've heard them all. Again, it's just my own experience here. I need to keep doing what I can, just keep putting hours in, and hopefully, eventually, we will get what we're after. But thank you for watching this one, guys. Sorry it was a short one. Sorry it wasn't much to entertain you in terms of fish. And yeah, I'll see you next time. But the hunt for Big Red continues. Bish, bash, bosh.
Thank you for watching The South Coast Angler. Please like and subscribe.